Informed by our own community's history as victims of racism during World War II, San Francisco Japantown stands united against hate.
Sparked by the failure of political leadership and racist intent, hate crimes against the Asian American Pacific Islander community has risen during the COVID-19 pandemic.
As a community that knows all too well the history of racial prejudice, wartime hysteria, and failure of political leadership, our Japanese American community responds, using our own experience as a call to action.
As a community, Japanese Americans cannot be silent while groups are targeted and demonized in the same way we once were.
Now more than ever, our community must speak out for targeted communities, including our own.
Although there has been hate-inspired vandalism, San Francisco's Japantown has thus far escaped physical attacks of hate.
But we must remain vigilant against such attacks, particularly for our vulnerable and beloved seniors.
What constitutes bullying? Unwanted aggressive behavior such as ongoing taunting. What about a hate incident? Racially derogatory statements or insults. And then what about a hate crime? A hate crime is violence or threats of violence that rise to the level of criminal behavior beyond just speech.
Some examples of hate-motivated bullying include taunting one's race, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, or physical or mental disabilities. The bullying behavior may also be aggressive, antagonistic, and assaultive.
We need to identify who this is happening to and where. Sharing your information is important.
By gathering information, we can push for better protection, educational resources, and policies that can put an end to this.
Japantown came together in solidarity to stand united against more than 700 hate crimes in just 2 weeks after the 2016 election alone. These appeared to be emboldened by the misogynistic, xenophobic, and racist rhetoric of the Trump campaign.
These hate crimes included physical assaults and racist vandalism. At this event entitled United for Compassion, then San Francisco Public Defender Jeff Adachi told us, quote, "We all need to be public defenders now."
We also recognize the perils of systemic racism. As Black people continuously fall victim to countless cases of police brutality, we echo and support the grassroots movement for Black lives and demand justice and liberation for Black people.
We must continue to address injustices faced by all communities of color, including our Black neighbors in the city's Fillmore district. We welcome any community who wants to stand in solidarity together.
In a show of unity, the Japanese American and Japantown community is taking a clear stand against hate while addressing the fear that has shrouded our communities.
We stand in solidarity for equality,
equity, and freedom.
We stand for the human spirit.
We stand here
united against hate.
For the sake of our elders and for our children, join us in standing united against hate.